Hello and welcome to another divination with Magic and Mimosas. I pulled some cards and here are your full moon messages. The first card that came out is the Five of Pentacles. As the imagery on this card suggests, this is a card about lack of financial resources, poverty, job loss, homelessness, isolation, abandonment. It's quite literally a struggle card. There's no way to really sugarcoat that. And I'm definitely getting that we are experiencing this on different levels. So for some people, that's like wow, I really blew through the entirety of my savings. I am officially living paycheck to paycheck. For some people, it's losing a home. For some people, it's losing a job. I can't negate the seriousness of this card, but what I can say is, to the isolation and abandonment piece, don't let your pride and ego make that a self-fulfilling prophecy. Like, some of us quite literally are possibly getting kicked out and feeling abandoned. Some of us are saying no and turning our back to resources because of ego and pride. Listen, apply for the food stamps. Apply for the Section 8. Accept the help that is being given to you when it's being given to you. Okay? This reading overall definitely has a tone of get it how you live and like be creative in figuring this out. I'm a hoodoo. We're leaning into resources in a different type of way. So just keep that in mind as we navigate through this reading. But again, I don't want to negate the seriousness of this card. That being said, it will pass. It is not a permanent thing. This is a minor arcana card. It will not be forever. The next card that came out is the Page of Swords. This card is like bursting with energy. I have all of these new ideas that I want to execute. I've been thinking about things in a new way. I have a new business proposition. Or, ooh, I want to write. Like, it has to do with communication. So maybe that's like writing a book or being on a podcast, starting a podcast. Ideally, these ideas will also help with this money situation and bringing you more coins. The advice here, this is the sign of encouragement to go forth and executing those ideas. It's also a sign of encouragement to talk about and share those ideas. So for many of us, these new ideas are like, I've never done anything in that realm before whatsoever, right? You're encouraged to discuss this with the relevant people. If you're like, I want to start this new business prospect, but I've never done anything like that before, have the consultation or talk to the friend who you want to go into that business with, right? This is a time of being encouraged to explore those avenues. Whether that's literally like the groundwork, foundational, I got to figure out how to do this, or the, all right, go ahead and take that step. Let's release that first episode of the podcast that you've been holding on to because it's already in your back pocket. Okay? So you're encouraged in that realm. You also have the Strength card. So I'm going to say this, and I know it's going to rub some people the wrong way, but I ask that you actually try to get something out of this message. We are in a time of struggle and hardship. This Strength card says you have a tremendous amount of inner strength. How you choose to react to situations is indeed a choice. I know that, again, we're experiencing the struggle on different like levels right now, but you have a choice in how deeply you let that impact you. There's some things right now that just have to be water off a duck's back. I can't stress about it. There's nothing I can do about it. I'm not about to go into this downward spiral of depression and tucking my tail and feeling bad for myself and throwing a pity party and isolating. Like, draw on that inner strength. In the new moon reading, it talked quite a bit about self-discipline and willpower. Draw on that self-discipline and willpower. That is the encouragement here. This is going to be a tough time, is what it is, right? But how you respond to that, in part, is your choice. Okay? I know that doesn't feel comforting or the most comforting, and that even it sounds like it comes from a place of a bit of privilege. Again, it's to whatever extent is doable for you. Not negating how real the struggle is, just saying that some of those things you choose how you respond to it. Okay? That's the encouragement from Spirit. The second thing is when we think about this type of like feminine strength, it's the I'm getting something from someone and making them think it was their own idea to give it to me. This is a get it how you live ass reading. Do with that what you will, okay? But leaning into that like feminine persuasion that don't you just wanna, is encouraged. Do what you gotta do, babes. The next card that came out is the Two of Cups. So this is a card about like deep partnership, bonding. It could be something new, like a new relationship, a new romance. It could be a deepening of something that exists. So it could be like a new proposal or a new marriage or something along those lines. So, a little glimmer of happiness in this kind of stark, dark, struggling type reading. And for some of us, leaning into that partnership is actually going to help with our finances. Again, get it how you live as reading. Do with that what you will. The last card that came out is the Nine of Staffs, and it came out in the reverse position. So again, at the new moon, we were encouraged to lean into our self-discipline, to never, never give up, that we were nearing the place that we needed to get to, and to double down on that willpower, and to consider it a test of our willpower, the struggles that we were facing. Some of us did not take that advice. Some of us said, this is too much. I just cannot. I'm not dealing with it. I'm tucking tail. I'm rolling up in a ball. And I can't. And listen, show yourself some compassion. It ain't something you got to stress about. You don't have to beat yourself up about that. At the same time, you need to figure out what you need to do to get it together. Okay? So maybe that looks like, listen, for the rest of the week, I'm not effing with it. I can't do nothing. Leave me alone. I'm not doing anything more than what I can. I just don't have the mental health spoons. I don't have the capacity to deal with it. But next week, we're coming back. We're getting it back together, because what I'm really hearing is we've given up on some of our self-care routines that really would help us through this. And I know that when outside stressors are like piling up on you, at least for me, self-care is one of the first things that out the window, because I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to pay this mortgage. Like, what are you talking about right now? The encouragement is, babes, when you exercise, you feel better. Please get up and still take that walk. You need to eat. Please make sure that you're having the meals. That one was kind of directed at me too. Those things that make you feel good, like coloring, or giving yourself a foot massage, or soaking your feet, taking a nice bath. I'm definitely hearing soak your feet in ocean water. So do that. But those things that make you feel good, that empower you, that, it takes some starting energy, but once you do it, it actually gives you energy. Please go back to those things. They'll help you through this tough time. I think that reading cards sometimes can be really difficult when the messages aren't as, look guys, everything's going to be great. And if you just blah, 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 then we'll get through this, it's fine. And again, the amount of struggle in this reading and what we need to do to get through it can feel like a lot. But I'm going to give you the messages as they come to me, and know that you're not in this alone, and that you got this, and that this too will pass. Those are your full moon messages.